Hello and welcome to my channel, and let's start today's session on Microsoft Excel's tutorial on data validation. Today we are going to discuss on a data validation part which is based on data organization in MS Excel. So data validation is one of the most important features in Microsoft Excel, and in real life scenario, in many cases we need data validation as a tool for any kind of analysis or any kind of processing in accounting, in auditing. So it plays a huge role actually. So now let us consider what data validation is, or we just go for an understanding in a brief that what data validation is. So data validation is basically a feature a feature in Microsoft Excel, and that allows the users to control the type of data or the values that are entered in a cell or a range of cells. Suppose you have a cell or a range of cells. Now you want to specify some values on top of it. Okay, so Microsoft Excel had provided a feature named as data validation that allows the user to control that type of data. Okay, so once the feature is used, so it basically ensures the accuracy and consistency of the data. So thereby what the main task or what the main goal it achieves is it reduces the errors and hence it improves the data quality. Now let me give a detailed explanation of it. Suppose you have a now you'll just look into the screen. Just you have a cell over here, and this address suppose is G5, and in G5 you have a material, you have something named as material, and now in H5 you need to provide a amount of material, or you want to amount a quantity of a material, and the quantity should be within 0 or within 10, 0 to 10. Okay, the material quantity should be between 0 to 10. And now the cell has an independent value. Okay, independent, it can have any kind of value over here. It can have text, it can have any kind of numbers over here. So what data validation does is it restricts the user to put only the values between 0 to 10. Okay, now I have not used data validation in this cell. Now I can put 20, I can put 30, whatever I want. But when I allow, or when I mention or the features on top of this H5, what it will do is Microsoft Excel will never allow me to put such kind of values like 20, like 30, any numbers in minus or in text. It specifies the user, or it orders the user to only mention that kind of value which is utterly or correctly possible or correctly fit into this cell. Okay, so this is what data validation does. Now if we go for any data validation, what is the aspects of it? So I just want to highlight the main key aspects of data validation. So data validation's key aspects is, first and foremost, what is in number one, in it will go, it restricts the data entry. What is that? The data validation can restrict any user to enter only specific type of data, such as whole number, decimal, or dates, times, text, or specific length. Now just go to the data validation. Now you see where data validation is. You go to this data tab. Okay, data tab, and now come over here in the data tools. In this third option you have data validation. Okay, just click on the data validation, and you see over here in the drop down menu, the first option is data validation. Click on the data validation, you will see a certain dialog box, and it contains three sets of inputs or settings. First, it is the settings. In the settings, what it is saying is it is setting a validation criteria. What is that criteria? That criteria provides you or specifies the user to choose what kind of data he or she will put into the cell. Just let me see this one. It has selected a default value as any value, because in a normal default cell anyone can put any value, text, decimal, negative values, positive values, whole numbers, anything. But now, once you specify that this cell will contain only whole number or only decimal or only list or dates or time or text, so what it will do is it will only take the values of whole number only. If you in case now I will go for a whole number and I will just specify any I just provide this condition. You see over here the data is in between. Now it has a between, not between. It is basically a condition. Now if I provide a condition that the whatever the whole number it will carry or it will hold in that address, it will be between certain lower limit and certain upper limit, or between something minimum number or certain maximum number. For an example, if I want to hold the address cell to have the values from 0 to 10, that means the minimum value is 0 and the upper limit or the maximum value is 10. So it will only allow the values of whole number between 0 to 10 only, right? So if I just select between, if I and now just put minimum is 0 and maximum is 10, what it will do? I will just go for I will not I will come for these two part later. Just see this one. I just click OK over here. Okay. Now you write over here 1. It will not show anything. It will take 1. Now see, I will write over here 12 or 121. Report say. What is saying? Retry. The value you entered is not valid. The user has restricted the values that can enter into the cell. What it is saying that you can only use the value from 0 to 10 only. The user has already restricted you to not to use any value above 10. Okay, so this is what the magic of data validation is. It will never allow you to provide any wrong data, and hence what it does is it increases the accuracy and increases the data quality of the whole worksheet. So this is one of the most important feature. Now another, this is one of the first aspects. Okay, let's come to the second aspect of it. Okay, now what is the second aspect? Come to the data validation, and now in the second part you have an input message. I have provided the values that the whole number should be between 0 to 10. You can put any condition. I have put a between, you can put not between, you can put equal to. Just try on this on whatever the condition is there. As per a requirement, you can provide anything, right? I have put between for an easy explanation. Now go for the second aspect. What is the second aspect? Input message. Now suppose this is a blank cell and it doesn't provide any message that what kind of data you have to put over here. Any unknown person will come and provide any data, and it will throw it may throw or may not throw a correct or incorrect message. And now let's suppose I will provide a input title or input message over here that okay, you are a new user and I am instructing you to put a value something between 0 to 10. So a new user, what he or she will do, it will provide he or she will provide a value between 10 to 0 to 10. Okay, so I have to say the user that yes, in this cell, particularly in this cell, you have to provide something of the data what I have set in the condition. Okay, so this is what the input message says. It basically guides the user on what type of data should be entered into the cell, right? And whenever you select the cell, it message will appear. Okay, just see, just in the title I am saying input. Okay, you can provide anything as per your requirement. You can provide. And now input message I will provide. Please provide a number between 0 to 10. Okay, so it is instructing you, it is guiding the user to provide a number between 0 to 2. Okay, I will put OK over now. Okay, see, I am selecting in these cells. Is it showing any message? It is not showing a message because I haven't provided a conditional formatting upon any of the cells. Now I have provided a conditional formatting on H5, address H5, and I have provided the aspects that the what is the input message is, it will just show once I select the cell. So once I've selected H5 cell, it has provided a message. What is the message? Input, please provide a number between, so it is guiding the user to provide a number between 0 to 10. Okay, now I provide 5 or any number between 0 to 10, it will take. And now if we change the number above 0 to 10, enter, see, it will never take the value. Okay, so this is the second aspect of it. Now I will go for the third aspect. What is the third aspect? Third aspect is the error message, error alert. Now first aspect is the condition input is the second aspect, and the third aspect is the error alert. Now is error alert is what I was what it was it was showing in the last part actually. When I entered 15, it showed a error alert. Okay. Now that one also you can modify also upon your requirement or upon your specifications. So title, if I give a title as warning, and I give a error message as please provide correct data. Okay, so what it will see is basically it will provide the alert, and it will notify the users that the invalid data is entered. Now you provide the correct data. Okay, and it prevent the user from getting any kind of invalid data, and so the user will understand that yes, I have done a mistake and I will now correct the data. Okay, so let's see. It is just a warning message. Whatever it was showing, it's a modification of that warning message only. Okay, now this is 5. It will take the entry because the settings has already provided for the message number should be between 0 to 10. Okay, now I have provided 5. It will take, and now let's give it 25. Enter. What is, see, the title, it is providing warning. I have mentioned the title as warning, and I have provided the messages, please provide correct data. So it modified the error message actually. Previously it was the system generated message. Now it modified the error message. So this is the third aspect of it, right? So these are the three aspects of data validation. And now you know what the data validation is. Let me now tell the what are the benefits of data validation. So firstly, what it does is it improves the data quality. So it ensures that the data is validly entered, and it reduces the error. Okay, it is the first and foremost part. And what in the second part is, it standardizes the data entry. It ensures that the consistency by restricting the entries into specific format. Okay, so it restricts that the users should entry the data in a specific format only. And what it guides the user, and thirdly it guides the users. So the input message is basically a guidance to the users that what kind of data to be entered, right? And the fourth one is it reduces the data entry time. So it is so you have a drop down list, and it prevents the values in speed up and data entry. Okay, so basically it any kind of now if you provide any kind of data over here, and you can provide a data, and if you provide a list over there, and it in the data validation you have, see, you have in the settings, any value, you have a list. Okay, so you have a, if you can provide a list over here, what is the list over here? You can provide a drop down menu over here. Okay, provide a source, you have a source, you have a data in another source, select that data over here, and you click on OK. What it will do is it will give a range of data. So you can, so a user can select any of the data from the drop down list, right? So it also reduces the data entry time. So anyone can take the data from the drop down list and put the values, put the predefined values. So it speeds up the data entry. Okay. So basically these are the things a user or anyone who is using a predefined or pre-formatted Excel sheet, it is basically easier for them to entry any kind of data. And now let me provide you a industry level example where the conditional formatting is used. I have downloaded a data set from an auction set. Okay, this is the auction price schedule of an organization, of a government organization. So this is the price schedule of a auction sheet, right? So what it this sheet provide, it has a text about the lot item description and it has a lot code in what lot it is having, and in the lot it has the quantity and the units. So these are the things you have the having the header and column. Now let me show you what this conditional quantity is used, where it is used. In this quantity, you go for and click any of the cells, you see is what it is saying, quantity, please enter the quantity for this item. Now I will select this cell and go into the conditional formatting in the data validation, and now see what data validation is. Okay. Now, what it is saying that it is providing a whole number. It is providing. It is said that okay, whatever the number it will be, it will only whole number. So no decimal is allowed and no negative number is allowed over here. And it is providing a data between 0 to 999. It is something you can say an infinite number or like that. Okay. And what is the input message? Please enter the quantity of the item. See, please enter the quantity of the item. What is the error alert? Invalid entry. Only numeric values are allowed. Okay. So this is how a conditional format, a data validation is being used upon the in practical scenario in many cases. So another example is this is an auction sheet. You will see this kind of things in BOQs. What is that? What you call it is as build of quality or build of materials. Okay, in tender publishing or many auditing firms. Basically, they use this kind of data validation. It speeds up the data entry job. Okay, so that's all for data validation. And I hope you got the point of data validation, you understood well. And if you have any topic to be discussed, please provide that in the comment section. I will be happy to discuss that one over here. And see you then in the next video. Till then, take care.